Well, welcome and Happy New Year. We welcome you to another episode of Cooking in the Community Kitchen, where we cook delicious recipes and have flavorful conversations. My name is Judy Anderson, and I will be your host for today. I would really like you to give a warm welcome, please, to my friend, my co-worker, Lorrie Herrick.
Hello.
And Lorrie is a purchaser for the Good Food Box. And we thought, who better to actually come be our guest and talk about the Good Food Box. And everybody, has a story. And Lorrie is going into her 16th year of working at the community kitchen. And so I'm going to tell you just quickly before Lorrie starts what I've done here. I have about a poundish, I'm going to say, of pork and ground chicken. And I have put 4 tablespoons of sesame oil into my frying pan, and I just want to cook this and make sure that we have no pink. And to that, I'm going to add my onions, and then I'm going to just stir while you share, Lorrie.
Sure, okay. My story actually started about 20 years ago. My husband was riding his bike to work, and he ended up in an accident. He was riding his bike. So we were introduced to Marilyn Gunn, who was at the time CEO and founder. We got an emergency food hamper from her. And then once Daryl and I got our feet back on track, I joined a kitchen. And I was in the kitchen for a year, and then the coordinator decided that she had enough. So I took over the position as kitchen coordinator. And I was in that position for 5 years. And I really enjoyed meeting the people that joined our kitchen. And it was great because it helped me feed my family. And then in the process of that, I had a day home, and I became a Good Food Box depot, because you only need 5 boxes and they'll deliver.
Right.
So I did that. And then in 2006, I had health challenges. So I had to close down my day home, stop working, and then once I was healthy again, in September I started volunteering at the kitchen when they were up in Curry Barracks. And one day I happened to walk into Marilyn's office and I was whining. Let you know, I was whining. I could not get my day home opened again. It just seemed one stumbling block after another one. So she comes to me and she says, well, the position for Calgary's cooking coordinator is opening up. Would you like it? So I said yes. So that's how I started working. I did that position for about 10 years. So I went from being a coordinator. From the coordinator, I went to purchasing the food and then delivering it, because they had to hire somebody else for that position. And then 5 years ago, the position to work on the Good Food Box came open, and so I took that position. So I've been through quite a bit through the organization.
Exactly.
And the organization is very dear to my heart. I learned that it is okay to ask for help when you need it, and then I'm able to give back to the community that did support me when I needed it.
Exactly.
One of the programs that we do in the summer was Tummy Tamers, and I have 2 kids, and my son used to come help me cook, do Tummy Tamers, and then he would go out with the girls and teach the kids their lesson, then he'd come back and feed the kids. He really enjoyed that. My daughter also came out a couple times and helped do Tummy Tamers. So I got my whole family involved in giving back to the community, volunteering and stuff like that.
And I think the thing that's so great about Lorrie is that she does have such a heart for giving back. She has done all of these, so many different layers at the kitchen. And honestly, I think the only thing I've never seen her do is drive the forklift or maybe the reach truck. But perhaps that's going to be part of her New Year resolution, is to get really familiar with driving those 2. But
I don't think so.
Lorrie is a huge heartbeat of the kitchen, and I am really, really honored to say that she is my coworker and my friend. And so as we're just going to continue on here, we want to go just a little bit into the recipes and then into the purchasing of the Good Food Box items. So the recipes that we choose to share each month aren't just a recipe. They are ingredients that will be in the Good Food Box for that period of time. And so I work with Lorrie, who then works with the wholesaler to say, what do you think we can get that will go in the food box for this coming weeks, that will be fits within the budget, that is available, and keeps the cost all affordable in the box, so we don't have to raise the prices. So that's how these things come. So we also thought, okay, it's a new year. Let's maybe have just that little bit of an Oriental or an Asian flair. So today we're actually doing egg roll in a bowl. So I hope that you will enjoy this recipe and our time together. The recipe came also from one of my volunteers. Her husband, one day when we were volunteering, he brought this for lunch. And I thought, oh, I absolutely love these flavors, and it's simple enough. Let's make it for our next film. So he decided he would share the recipe with me. So we are calling it Eldon's egg roll in a bowl.
Yes.
So
I told my
perfect.
husband about that, the egg bowl and the egg roll in a bowl, and he said that sounded good.
Okay.
So I have to make it one night
Oh,
now
well,
too.
that's perfect. Well, maybe we'll have some leftovers that after a tough day of cooking and purchasing, we'll be able to send over, and you don't maybe have to cook tonight. So the orders have just started now in the new year for our Good Food Box. And so it is really quite a task when Ian and Lorrie get back to work, and all of a sudden we've got over 600 orders for this coming week. And so then they are working very diligently with the wholesale producers to, again, get that best price and the best value in the box. And you know what? I might just reach over you here, and I'm going to
I'm
grab
too
a little
slow?
bit. No, that's just fine. We're going to just get this, whoops,
I'm just
get
too
this
slow.
garlic in here. No, not at all.
Yeah.
We'll get back to the rest of the recipe in a moment, but first I want to quickly share something with you. Here in Alberta, 1 in 10 families struggle with food insecurity. That means 10% of our population has to make the hard decision between whether to pay their rent or buy groceries. No one should have to make that choice or wonder where their next meal is going to come from. The Community Kitchen started the Good Food Box program 20 plus years ago, and for as little as $25, anyone can purchase a 20 to 25 pound box of fresh fruits and vegetables for their family. The savings that we are able to provide, thanks to our produce partners, is about 50% of the price you would pay at the grocery store. But unfortunately, that sometimes still isn't quite enough. If you would like to make a donation and gift a Good Food Box to a family in need, visit the link in the description below and make a donation today. Help us make sure that families in Alberta don't have to choose between paying their rent or paying for groceries. If you would like to learn more about how you can purchase a Good Food Box for yourself or someone you know, we will also have a link to the Good Food Box program in the description below. On behalf of everyone at the Community Kitchen, thank you in advance for your generosity. Now, let's get back to the show.
Well, today was order day, and what we do is we have the depots send their orders in, either online store, or they send a fax into us,
Right.
or an email, and then we combine them all together into our sheets so we know how many boxes we're getting of the 3 different sizes, the small, the mediums, and the large. We have a budget of $25 for the small box. We have a $30 box budget for the large, medium box, and $35 for the large. So we start building our small box, and we pick things that are a good price. we had a couple shocks today when we were doing it. Some of the prices were really high. And so when we talked to the wholesalers today, it's all because of our weather that is happening. Down in Mexico and California both went through a little cold spell, so that makes the prices up higher. So what we try to do is we try to put an even amount of vegetables and fruit in the boxes, and a good variety. And we try to pick fruit and vegetables that are in season, because those are the ones that you get a better price on.
Right.
And then once we do that, then we make our purchase orders up and send them to the wholesalers. And we work with them quite closely. We talk to them on order day to make sure that they can get what we want. And some things that we'd like, we can't get because they can't get. But there's been a lot of issues this last little while due to the roads in Vancouver being washed out, the floods, the forest fires this summer. So it makes a lot of challenge on our part and their part to get the stuff in. But we work as hard as we can for the client to get them the variety at a good price that they can do.
Yeah.
Here's your ginger.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. So we're going to add, we have 2 teaspoons,
tables.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
2 teaspoons.
We're going to add our ginger. And I put 4-ish. Depends on the size of your garlic. I might have put 5 in there. But I don't think one way or the other it is going to be a deal breaker.
And now you want a half a cup of
Yes,
gluten-free
please.
soy sauce for me.
So most of you that have watched know that I do eat gluten-free, and so does our videographer. So we do try to keep our recipes gluten-friendly, or as much as possible. So we're going to add our half a cup of soy sauce, and I basically doubled the items that were that are on the recipe, so that we could have lots of leftovers. And these 2 guys like to help us sample afterwards, so we don't want to shortchange them.
Yeah, that smells good. Delicious.
All right, and you know what? I might get you just to give me a tablespoon of hoisin there, please. And I've got the recipe. I would like, please, yes, about a tablespoon and a half of hoisin.
Can I get the
And
tablespoon from
oh,
you,
you
please?
certainly can. There
Thank
you
you.
go. And we're also going to put some rice vinegar, and if you would give me 2 tablespoons of that as well. So to our mixture, like I say, keeping it simple as we start our new year off. Maybe that's my New Year's resolution, is simplify my life a little bit. We're going to add some matchstick carrots, and I'm thinking probably a good half a bag. Maybe that looks like a good cup or so.
How much
And
rice vinegar did you want?
If you would give me, please, 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons.
Ah,
There you go.
I'm having challenges here with my lifter. There you go. Oh, that's looking pretty good.
That looks delicious.
And then also our last ingredient is coleslaw that you can buy in a bag. So this particular brand didn't seem to have quite as many carrots as I like, so that's why I added the extra carrots. But it just depends what you and your family will like. That's what's going to work the best for this whole recipe. And I also feel that with our recipes, we try to make this just as a start-off point, because this can be very easily turned into dinner with maybe some Cocoa Brooks dumplings, or you could maybe add do some rice first. But this is just a really, really great lunch or appetizer, or like I say, turning into a dinner. So we're just going to wait until this is just, the cabbage has had a chance to just wilt down a little bit. This would probably be really better done in a wok, so then I'd have a little more room, but we're gonna just do the best we can here.
Yeah, looking good though. Very tasty. Smells delicious. All the different spices.
All the different spices, and you've got just that little bit of the heat too from the hoisin. And I am making quite a mess, but you know, one thing about this show is that, well, if you make the mess, you get to clean it up after, right? So it's all good.
Oh, I made a nice mess here too.
And then we'll have a little flavor or taste test here and see if we need a little bit of salt and pepper. So we're going to just let that just cook down a little bit, and I think it's coming along pretty good, and it does smell pretty flavorful, right?
It does.
Excellent. So we also want, I think, to encourage that our Good Food Box program has been around, yes, for 20 years, but that it isn't for just those struggling with food insecurity, that it is available to anyone. And our website link will be on later on, and we encourage you to maybe start your new year, maybe a resolution for yourselves is to eat healthy fruits and vegetables, and then also to keep it affordable. So we hope that you will go online, find a depot that's close to you, and join our program. And of course, then your next step is to view or click on where it says recipes and then follow us as well. We had the privilege this year of some of the monies that were donated for the Good Food Box of making over 120 hampers for those that really did need a hand up over Christmas time. And I had the privilege of being a part of that as well. And there is something that really does touch your soul when you can just really serve or make a big difference or have just those extra little items that people might not have had. Yeah. And Lorrie did those boxes, and then she put candy canes on the top. So it was a beautiful presentation, and I think really did feel like the gift of Christmas.
Yeah, it was quite rewarding to make the 120 boxes up and see that they were going to families
exactly
in need, or, you know, so it was nice.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're going to have just a little bite and see how this is coming along.
Oh, that's delicious.
Those first couple of bites are okay, aren't they?
Oh.
Well, I'm going to eat them all.
Yeah, that's very good.
I think then. Now, what's your thoughts? A little bit of salt and pepper?
Tell you the truth, Judy, I don't cook with a lot of salt and pepper.
Okay.
So
I think then I'm going to add just a smidge of pepper, but I think then we are good to go.
I think so too. You've got such a beautiful profile there of the spices coming through.
Excellent. Well, we're going to shut this off, and we are good. Because I think we don't also want to overcook those vegetables, so that we've got some of that really nice crunch going on, as well as the beautiful flavors. Well, I think we're ready to dig in and have our first couple of bites. And I'm going to pour you a little bit of green tea here as well, in a very tiny, tiny little cup.
There we go.
So maybe what we'll do first is we'll just cheer to the new year. May it be a safe and healthy and a happy new year.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Cheers. Oh, that's good.
There you go.
So if I don't have ginger at home, I can use ginger paste.
Oh, okay. Very
Instead.
good.
With,
So it's always good to know that we've got a backup plan, right?
yes.
So let's have our first couple of bites. If you're comfortable with your chopsticks, all as well. If not, the spoon works. And I also I brought some lettuce, and that's also an item that we usually have in our Good Food Box. And this works also very well as a lettuce wrap, or doing it on rice paper as well. Can just maybe turn it into a meal.
I can see a rice wrap. This in a rice wrap. That would be very delicious.
Well, are you willing to try it as a lettuce wrap? It's a little messier, but hey, why not, right?
Sure.
We'll just go with it. Great way also as an appetizer, and especially when everyone wants to eat things individually, this is just a really good way. Are you ready?
Just about.
Oh, you've got yours really, really nice and rolly. Mine is like a big square, but I think the taste is still going to be
I'm sure
there.
it's going to be
All right.
The taste is still there.
I think the taste is still there. You got that lovely crunch from the fresh lettuce. And it's also just another vegetable, right? That
That's
we
right.
can get into our system. So as we continue, we want to thank H&W Produce for again being one of our wholesalers that we work with and our suppliers. We thank them for giving us the ingredients that go into these recipes. And I think we should just open our fortune cookie as well.
Okay.
And we should just see what it says here. I think it's going to be all good news myself.
Probably. Uh-oh, can't reach the French side.
Oh, okay. Well, mine honestly says, you know, may this be the best year ever for the Good Food Box, that we hit 1,000 boxes a week, and that everyone stays healthy and happy and safe. So from Lorrie and I didn't give you a chance to read yours.
That's okay. Mine is very similar to yours. Just a reminder of a fond memory that you're going to have in the future.
Oh, well,
So
that
I'll
is
have to think
perfect.
about this meal we shared together.
Exactly. You know, one thing that I loved, and thank you so much for sharing your story, and another layer of both Lorrie and her husband is that they do incredible photography. And as 2022 is the year of the tiger, we would like to also highlight these beautiful photos that Lorrie and her husband have taken. She, like I say, is such a magician. She can do digital and then regular photography, but you can see that all of these photos are taken with such intent and with purpose, and how beautifully you have them captured. So we really thank you also for sharing your talent of photography with our viewers as well. And to all of you that have viewed in with us, we thank you, and we hope that we'll see you next month as we share the love. Thank you from our Community Kitchen family to you and yours. Have a very safe, happy, and healthy New Year.
Hi, I'm Sunday Nordine, CEO of Community Kitchen. Thank you for watching this episode of Cooking in the Community Kitchen. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a recipe. And if you'd like to learn more about our programs or would like to make a donation, please visit us at ckpcalgary.ca.